Have you ever heard of the 408 visa? Well, it might just be one of the most underrated and understood visas in Australia's migration system. I'm Hayder Shikara, an Australian lawyer, and today I'm going to break down the 408 temporary activity visa, who it's for, why it exists, and why you might need one even if you didn't think so. Let's dive deep into this hidden gem of the visa world. The Subclass 408 temporary activity visa allows people to come to Australia temporarily to do specific types of work or activity. It's not a general work visa like the 482 or 186. It's for particular purposes, and it's more flexible than you might think. There are multiple streams under the 408, and each one has a very specific eligibility criteria. Here are some of the most common scenarios where a 408 visa is used. Entertainment industry workers, actors, film crew, and musicians. You could fall under the sporting participants, so you could be a coach, athlete, or a referee coming to compete or train. Religious workers performing full-time religious work. Research work, academic researchers. Special programs that might be things like youth exchanges or cultural initiatives. Australian government endorsed events like an international competition or a conference. So if you're a foreign artist doing a concert tour here or a visiting academic, or you're part of an international exchange program, the 408 visa might be for you. And how long does it last? It depends on the stream you're applying under, but typically up to 3 months if you're applying from outside Australia, and up to 2 years if you're involved in Australian government endorsed activities or certain special programs. So here's a quick case study for you. Let's say Maria is a professional dancer from Spain, and she's been invited to tour with an Australian dance company for 6 months. The company then applies to become a temporary activity sponsor and then sponsors Maria under the entertainment stream of the 408 visa. 6 weeks later, Maria's in Australia dancing on stage in front of thousands. That's the kind of scenario this visa was built for. If you're a business or organization that wants to bring someone in under the 408 visa, here's what you need to do. You need to apply to become a temporary activity sponsor. Then you need to nominate the individual for the specific activity. Then you need to support their visa application with a letter of invitation and explanation as to what they're going to be doing here. This is especially useful for people in the film industry, sporting clubs, universities, research institutions, or event organizers. On average, it takes about 1 to 3 months to process this visa. It depends on the stream and the quality of your documents. And the more organized that you are, the quicker it goes. Just a quick tip, don't underestimate the paperwork involved. If your application is vague, missing documents, your application will be delayed, you'll be very annoyed, and at worst case, it could be refused. So, can you bring family members along on this visa? Yes, in most cases, partners and children can be included in the application, and they'll receive visas for the same length as yours. However, they'll have no work rights unless it's a work-based stream. So is this a pathway to get to permanent residency? The short answer is no, not directly, but if you're already in Australia and the 408 gives you some breathing space, you might be able to switch to a different visa like a 482 or 186, or maybe even a student visa depending on your situation. Sometimes it can be a stepping stone to get you to that golden chalice of permanent residency here in Australia. So that's the 408 visa in a nutshell. It's a niche visa, sure, but incredibly useful if you're involved in the arts, sport, research, cultural programs, or different events. If you're not sure whether the 408 visa is right for you or your business, don't guess, that's what we're here for. At Unique Migration, we've helped thousands of people get visas for all sorts of purposes, and we can help you too. Hit that like button, subscribe for more immigration tips, and leave your questions if you have any comments. See you in the next video.